Legend speaks of the Stuka dive bomber, an airborne spectre known for its chilling wails and flawless aim. Yet, what followed after this airborne icon of Germany's initial air superiority in World War II? Allow me to introduce you to the Blohm Voss P-192. This aircraft design was unique, even for the future, completely disregarding all known aviation rules. It surely caused a few curious stares. Fasten your seatbelt and stay tuned on Tailwinds, because today we're unearthing the audacious and creative Stuka alternative that unfortunately never saw the light of day beyond the blueprint. There's no denying the impact of the Junkers Ju-87 Stuka during the early stages of World War II. Its shrill sirens, known as the Jericho trumpets, were a weapon unto themselves, inflicting intense psychological warfare, just as harmful as physical damage. The Stuka greatly contributed to Nazi Germany's swift and alarming invasion of Europe, mastering its role as a ground attack aircraft and close air support bomber. However, by 1944, the formidable Stuka had lost its youthful glow. It'd become more of an aging relic than an agile combatant. Its speed was laughable, its design heavily outdated, unable to hold its own in the rapidly evolving theater of aerial warfare. The Stuka's claim to fame, precision strikes, was severely overshadowed by its glaring vulnerabilities. It was too slow, too awkward, and too easy a target for the swift Allied fighters to pick off. Moreover, its modest armament and increasingly ineffective armor were a liability on the battlefield, a far cry from the dominance it once held when the Luftwaffe had air superiority. The crisis peaked when the Luftwaffe was forced to reassign fighter bombers like the Focke-Wulf FW-190 to take over the ground attack responsibilities. However, this was more of a band-aid than a solution. The real need was a replacement, specifically crafted for the task at hand. This needed to incorporate cutting-edge aerodynamics, formidable firepower, and robust durability to sustain ground attack capabilities amidst the escalating war chaos. The call was answered by Blohm Voss, a brand celebrated for its radical and forward-thinking aircraft designs. Their solution? The P-192, a daring leap towards the future that aimed to turn the tides of war. At least, that was the aspiration. This daring concept didn't just push boundaries, it shattered them. At its heart was a jaw-dropping feature, a mid-fuselage propeller positioned right behind the pilot's cockpit. Why? To solve the tricky challenge of balancing weight distribution while turbocharging aerodynamic efficiency. The result? A centralized mass that made handling smoother and more precise. But there was a catch. This design brought extra heat and noise, thanks to the engine's proximity to the cockpit. And that's just the beginning. The P-192 introduced a groundbreaking three-surface wing configuration. Up front, a pair of small forewings added stability and reduced turbulence, while the main wings were sleek and edgy, with swept-forward trailing edges built for maximum efficiency. Now add tip booms. Far from decorative, these were robust supports that reinforced the airframe, bracing both forewings and main wings to handle the stress of high-speed maneuvers and punishing ground attacks. Topping it all off was a conventional tail, giving the P-192 a triplane-esque agility that enhanced both control and stability. But why stop at innovative when you can go audacious? Every feature on the P-192 was designed to create a worthy successor to the legendary Stuka. Of course, this came with challenges. That central engine? A cooling nightmare. Engineers had to channel air through tight intakes near the wings. A clever but complex solution that risked overheating during extended missions. Despite these hurdles, the P-192 was nothing short of a masterpiece of ingenuity. It wasn't just an aircraft. It was a bold statement of Blohm Voss's relentless drive to innovate, a fusion of science and artistry. This design pushed aviation to its limits. The P-192 wasn't perfect, but perfection isn't where true brilliance shines. It's in the daring pursuit of something extraordinary, and the P-192 was exactly that. Imagine it's 1944, and the world is caught in the throes of World War II. The air hums with tension as nations clash in an era-defining conflict. Deep within Germany's borders, a bold innovation took shape. the Blohm Voss P-192, a plane so ambitious it never made it off the drawing board. Germany, once a dominant power, was now scrambling to defend itself against relentless Allied advances. Bombers ravaged factories, obliterated infrastructure, and chipped away at the nation's morale. Resources were stretched thin, so pursuing experimental projects like the P-192 was like trying to climb a mountain with no gear. Meanwhile, the Luftwaffe had its sights set on the future of flight: jet power. The promise of unprecedented speed and performance turned heads toward aircraft like the revolutionary Messerschmitt Me-262, the world's first operational jet fighter. Suddenly, piston-powered planes like the P-192 felt like a relic, a horse-drawn carriage in a world that was racing toward jet-powered supercars. But it wasn't just strategy that grounded the P-192. Technical hurdles loomed large. Its daring mid-mounted propeller design was plagued by cooling issues, and the innovative three-surface configuration demanded materials and engineering solutions Germany simply didn't have at the time. Even if they had overcome those challenges, doubts lingered about whether the P-192 could ever match the nimble Allied aircraft dominating the skies. With survival on the line, there was no room for risky experiments. In the end, the P-192 became a victim of bad timing, massive ambition, and the brutal realities of war. Its boundary-pushing design never left the blueprint stage. Instead, Germany doubled down on quick fixes like the Focke-Wulf FW-190 and pinned its hopes on the jet age. The P-192 joined the ranks of countless unrealized dreams, a reminder of aviation's boundless creativity even in humanity's darkest hours. Let's talk about its jaw-dropping mid-fuselage engine setup. Picture this. Instead of the usual nose or tail-mounted engine, the P-192 tucked a powerful Daimler-Benz DB603G engine right into its fuselage, with the propeller spinning just behind the cockpit. The genius move didn't just solve aerodynamic headaches, it redefined them. Weight was better distributed, drag was slashed, and the result? A faster, more agile beast of the skies. But that's not all. This bold setup also gave its pilot a crystal clear view beneath the bubble-style canopy, perfect for precise targeting in ground attack missions. Imagine the edge that kind of visibility could give a pilot in the heat of battle. Game-changing, right? Then there are the tail booms. Quirky, yet brilliant. These slender structures weren't just for flair. They connected the plane's forward section and wings, keeping it steady and strong under intense aerodynamic stress. Combined with the P-192's ingenious tri-point wing system, forewing, main wing, and tailplane, the design gave this aircraft an impressive ability to handle steep dives during bombing runs. And if you think this was Blohm Voss's first leap into the unconventional, think again. Remember the BV-141? That crazy asymmetrical reconnaissance plane with the cockpit offset to one side of the engine nacelle? The P-192 might seem tame in comparison, but it proves Blohm Voss was decades ahead of its time, pushing boundaries that no one else dared to touch. So here's the million-dollar question. What if the P-192 had made it to production? What kind of impact might its trailblazing innovations had on modern aircraft design? It's fascinating to imagine. One thing's for sure, Blohm Voss weren't just building planes, they were shaping the future of aviation. Imagine a world where the P-192 took to the skies. What a sight that would have been. This unconventional marvel, with its engine planted right in the middle and its peculiar triplane-like wing setup, could have rewritten the rule book on aviation. With a crystal clear view from the cockpit, this machine might have delivered unparalleled precision and accuracy to the Luftwaffe's ground attacks. Picture it, diving fearlessly into enemy positions, its unique design providing unmatched stability in sharp dives or daring tactical maneuvers. Armed to the teeth and capable of hauling a massive payload of bombs, the P-192 could have thrown a serious wrench in Allied strategies across Europe. Maybe just maybe, it could have revitalized Germany's piston engine tech at a time when jet engines were hogging the spotlight. But its story doesn't stop there. If the P-192 had taken flight, it could have sparked an entire generation of experimental aircraft. Its centralized engine placement and sleek aerodynamics might have inspired Cold War designs, built on bold, outside-the-box solutions to dominate the skies. And that braced wing boom structure, it could have paved the way for breakthroughs in lightweight, durable materials, or even influenced the cutting-edge drone designs we see today. Beyond the battlefield, the P-192's innovations could have trickled into modern cargo planes or special mission aircraft, reshaping how we think about aviation altogether. The P-192 wasn't just another attempt to replace the Stuka. It was a daring challenge to the conventions of its time. If it had made the leap from blueprint to reality, its impact might have rippled far beyond its era, influencing aviation well into the 21st century. While we're left to imagine what could have been, the untapped potential of the P-192 offers a thrilling glimpse into an alternate history of flight. The Blohm Voss P-192, a fascinating example of creativity, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of innovation, even in the face of big challenges. What do you think about this bold Stuka alternative? With more time and resources, do you think it could have been a success? If you enjoyed this, give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to Tailwinds, your favorite channel for exploring the stories of aircraft that dreamed of the skies but didn't quite make it. Until next time, keep the shiny side up and aim high.